morning everybody. So today we will be talking about the play Pygmalion. We are on act 2 of Pygmalion, and till now what we did was that this Lisa has come to the house of Higgins and she wants to learn proper English. We come to know there is a kind of like there's a kind of bet that is put between Higgins and Pickering. Pickering is the gentleman who was there. Higgins says that I will teach you the language, I will make you trim and proper, I'll teach you everything that is needed. Maximum I require 6 months. Minimum 3 months, maximum 6 months, I'll train you. You have to go to the king's palace. Okay, and if the king does not recognize you, that means you have won. If the king recognizes you, you will be put to death. Okay, so Lisa gets a little angry. She says, what is this way of behaving? And I didn't come here as a part of a deal. I didn't come here as a part of a contract. I don't want to go to King's Palace and get killed and all that. That nonsense happens, and we know that she's gone for a bath. Now there is a conversation that is happening between the conversation is happening between Mrs. Pierce, that is the servant, and Higgins, where Mrs. Pierce says that you don't use certain words in front of that child because that child is sensitive. The child is still young, and you have to be sure of what kind of words you use in front of a child. This is something which even our parents have taught us, right? Like our parents say, don't use bad words in front of small children, otherwise they'll pick it up and they'll learn it. Or don't say anything mean to them, or don't target them, or don't say anything about their family to them, because it's going to hurt them, but they are children. Okay. So this is something which Mrs. Pierce tells Higgins, that you be very careful in what you are going to talk to her, because she is a very, very sensitive girl. She is a very, very sensitive she comes from a very poor family background, and whatever she is, she's still a human being, and you have to be careful with what kind of words you use in front of her. I cannot change myself with having ever uttered it, Mrs. Pierce. So Higgins says that, look, I can't change myself. It's natural for me to speak in certain way, and I am going to speak in that way. That's what Higgins says. Okay, Higgins કહે છે કે જો હું પહેલેથી આવો છું, હું પહેલેથી આવો ખોંચરો છું, હું પહેલેથી એટલો મીન અને રૂડ છું, હું જે રીતના બોલું છું હું એ રીતના જ બોલીશ. હું મારું વે ઓફ બોલવાનું સડનલી એક દિવસમાં ચેન્જ નહીં થઈ જાય. ઓકે, let's say you speak certain word, okay, and ઘરે તમારા મમ કે what is this word that you're using, stop using it. તો એ જ દિવસથી તમે એ વર્ડ ભૂલી જશો એવું નહીં થાય. ઓકે, ધીરે 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 કરતા it's going to take time. So Higgins says that, look, I am like this. ઓકે, હવે તો હું બુઢો થઈ ગયો છું, હું તો કાંઈ ચેન્જ નથી થવાનો, હું આવો જ છું અને હું આવો જ રહીશ. ઓકે, that's what Higgins says. Mrs. Pierce, only this morning, sir, you applied it to your boots, to the butter and to the brown bread. Oh, that mere alliteration, Mrs. Pierce, natural to the poet. Well, sir, whatever you choose to call it, I beg you not to let the girl hear you repeat it. Oh, very well, very well. Is that all? No, sir. We shall be very particular with this girl as to personal cleanliness. Higgins, certainly, quite right, most important. Mrs. Pierce, I mean not to be slovenly about her dress or untidy in leaving things about. Higgins, just so. I intend to call your attention to that. It is little things that matter. Pickering, take care of the peas and the pounds, and we will take will take care of themselves as true personal habits as money. So what happens is Mrs. Pierce says that, look, I know that this girl is from a poor family. I know this girl is really, really sensitive. You have to be very careful in what kind of words you speak in front of that child. So Higgins, I request you, okay, this is what Pierce says, that we have to be very particular with this girl. We have to be very patient with this girl, because this girl comes from poor family. She doesn't know what is personal hygiene. એટલે પોતાની ચોખ્ખાઈ કેવી રીતના રાખવી, કેવી રીતના સાફ સફાઈ રાખવી, કેવી રીતના એલિગન્ટ લાગવું, કેવી રીતના સારી રીતના ડ્રેસઅપ થવું, એ બધું એને નથી આવડતું. So we have to be very particular with this girl. We have to be very patient with this girl, so that this girl does not get hurt, so that this girl does not feel bad about anything. So we have to be very particular with this girl. Okay, so and in terms of coming to cleanliness, in terms of coming to personal hygiene, we have to explain her things very properly. Hygiene એટલે સાફ સફાઈથી આપણે particular સાંભળવું પડશે. So Higgins says that, look, Pickering is the one who is going to pay us. Pickering is the one who said, I am going to take responsibility of this child. So he is going to pay us penny, he is going to pay us in pound to make sure that we get good amount of clothes for her, we get good amount of shoes and makeup for her, so that she looks like a proper girl, she is trimmed and fine, and she looks like a lady. Okay. Mrs. Pierce, yes sir, then might I ask you not to come down to the breakfast in your dressing gown, or at any rate not to use it as a napkin to extend you do, sir. And if you would do, be good as to not to eat everything off the same plate, and to remember not to put the porridge sauce piece out of your hand onto the clean tablecloth. It would be better example for the girl. You know you nearly choked yourself with a fish bone in the jam only last week. So Mrs. Pierce says that, look, now you yourself has to be very careful. We are training that girl to be a lady. So even we have to be proper. When you are coming for your breakfast, don't come in your night gown. Night gown એટલે night suit ની અંદર તમે breakfast ખાવા ન આવતા. You yourself have to dress up properly when you are coming for breakfast. Okay. What other thing she says is that whatever things you are wearing, don't use it as a napkin. ઘણા લોકોને આદત હોય ખાવાનું ખાધું અહીંયા ચોઈટું છે, so આમ કરી નાખશે. So don't do that. Don't